Hi Jack, it's me Bruce. I'm just sending you this video I'm going to make. Today we're going to cut this deer. We got this deer last night, or yesterday, and we were at a birthday party last night, so we couldn't cut it. So we're going to get ready to cut it now. My buddy should be here anytime. I'm going to show you a few of the cuts. We got the deer hanging from the hind legs, and that's how we usually do it. So you're going to have to watch here where we start to cut the sirloin. You feel a bone right in here, right here. The same over here. We're going to cut straight in here and follow this this line down here and take this big chunk out right here. This whole thing, that's all your sirloin. You'll see that a little later when we start cutting. Down inside here you're going to see the tenderloin right here. These two strips here, the tenderloin, we could take them out any time, and even when you start cutting your deer, you could take them out and give them to Kenny to start cooking for you. Once you take your sirloins out of here, the rest up here is going to be your round roast. All around the back end here. All around the back end is all round roast. You might have to open it up and trim some of the fat and white skin out of it. And then you got your back straps right down here. It goes right down the back. We're going to cut with a knife right down the backbone, right down each side of the backbone actually, right down to here, and right up to the back end here. And you'll see that later too. And once you take them up, you want to cut your steaks out of these back straps across the grain. All your cuts on meat are across the grain anyway. Make your little steaks. We don't make any roast, but if you had a moose, you'd have bigger chunks of meat to make roast a little bit easier. The front end is going to be pretty much all ground up for burger and stuff. If it was a moose, you could, we used to make neck roasts and roast out of the plate. You could peel the meat off the plate, the blade there, and roll it up and tie it if you wanted. It's all slow cooker material up here though. We just take that and grind it all up for burger, sausages, whatever you want for it. There's just a little bucky, came in yesterday. Cut his horns off. You see over here just a small set of horns. Just a little 4-pointer. So I'm going to trim this thing up before my buddies get here, and we're going to start cutting, and I'll show you the cuts as we go. Okay, Jack, I've removed this tenderloin on this side, and I've cut this one already just to show you. It's ready to come out, just hanging there. These are your tenderloins I was telling you about. And Rob's here right now. He's cutting up the back strap. He just started on the back side here. I'll try and get a better picture here. We've carved along the backbone and just peeled it out like this, right down into the shoulder. That's a nice cut of meat. It's easy to make steaks out of. It's probably better steaks. And we'll do the same with the other side. And you see him over here. He's cutting it on the table right now. Just cuts up nice. Not much to trim on that back strap. And here's the first tenderloin I've got here. I'm just going to cut it, like I said, just like this, into bite-sized pieces, whatever you want. They're small, but I mean it's only a deer. If you had a moose, well, you know, it'd be a lot bigger, obviously, right? This little table we use, kind of handy. You could probably get one for your camp. Just one of those plastic tables, Canadian Tire. I had to put little boards underneath just to shim it up a little bit. It's a little bit low for your sore back after a while. So I'm just going to cut out the other tenderloin and chop that up, and then Rob's working on the back strap. Okay, Jack, you see here we took the tenderloin, or the back strap is almost out now. I'm just about finished cutting it out. I'm just peeling it off. Rob's got the other one already cut up here on the table. He's running it through this tenderizer. Just drops it in here, cranks the handle that comes out the bottom. And the next cut's going to be the sirloin. You're going to see cutting into here. Okay. Hey, Rob's cutting into sirloin right now. He said he just cut straight into the bone and he's just following that line of meat down. Comes out one nice big chunk. Now we just take it, clean it up, get all the fat off it, just like we're doing right here with the other backstrap. Get the tenderloins all cut up over here, and I'm just going to cut off all the white skin and the fat, and we're just going to cut that into steaks and run it through the tenderizer over there. You see this sirloin is ready to come off. Rob's got ahead of me already. He's trimmed it up. He's cut it all up in pieces already. Where are we? Right here. He's trimming all the fat and all the gristle off and all the white skin, just to make it tender. Then we're going to run it through the tenderizer anyway. I'm going to take this off and then I'm going to open it up and try and get another picture of it for you. See here, the sirloin, I'm just keep on cutting into steaks. And then I'm going to trim it all up, take each steak off and trim it. If you want to take it down and trim it on the lines, you can trim off all the lines if you want, all the fat and gristle. Or you cook it the way it is, up to you. But you know, there'll be a lot smaller steaks when we're done. But that's basically your sirloin. So lots of fat in there I've got to cut out yet, you know. Just keep on cutting them and trim them up later. Rob just cut off the front shoulder there. Look at the mess that the arrow made inside. Should have caught that earlier, but he got away on me here. We're going to get the front quarter and the other quarter. We'll get that on as he cuts that off. That front quarter is just for hamburger anyway, or sausages, so cut it off and carve all the meat out along the leg here. Cut it all out. It's all full of muscle and tendons and tough stuff. Rob's just cutting off the other leg that he missed on the other side. He just carved right off, right under the armpit there. That's it. We'll take it over the table and we're going to clean it up and carve it all up, and that whole quarter is just going to go in for the grinder, just for sausages or hamburgers, whatever you want. And Mike happened to come visit us here. Hey Mike. It's for Jack in Southern Ontario there.
How's it going, Jack?
So we've got the tenderloin he's just going to wrap, and our sirloin over here. And Rob's done, what was this one here? That was a backstrap.
It's round.
No, it's not round yet.
Oh, sirloin.
That's sirloin. Yeah, we haven't got to the round yet. Round's the last one. But we're just cleaning up both these front legs, just so we'll get rid of them and throw them in the sleigh. And we'll pick all the bones clean, and whatever you don't get, the birds are going to get. You're going to get a treat. Here's Rob's cutting out the round steak, the round roast. Everything behind the sirloin is all round. At least that's what we call it anyway. There's going to be lots of layers of fat and gristle inside. It's going to have to be trimmed out. It's going to have to be kind of butterflied, right? Everything above that round is up in is all shank up in here. That's all going to be cut out just for hamburger or sausage meat ground up. Once you get all carved around the bone, and just take it over the table, and we're going to clean it up. And same thing with the other side. Here's the leg. I missed the arrow missed the actual plate. It was over here. I thought it was going to hit the plate, but it came out through here. And here's all the meat that came off it. Even though it's got the white gristle in it, it doesn't really have a gamey taste to it. It'll grind up and be good for sausages and stuff. You're not going to get it all out anyway. It's all layered around in the up in the cap, the lower part of the leg here. So I'm just going to butterfly that around, try and get some of the layers out, some of the layers of fat and the gristle and that. And then we're going to just cut it in steaks across the grain, just like you would the sirloin or any other cuts. It's like cutting your turkey, right, Rob?
Pretty much.
Okay, we're taking out the round on the other side. I've cut around the butt here, all around the bone, and down. We're cutting this whole chunk out. We're going to call it all round. I carved around the bone. Just keep on cutting around the bone, and then the whole thing just comes off. I'll show you, just all in one shot. Whoop. There it is. One big chunk. I'm going to open it all up and carve out all the fat, as much big chunks as we can, and I'm going to cut it into steaks. Well, these are all the round steaks here, and this one here we're still cutting up. It's hard to get nice big steaks because there's so many layers of meat, but we're just trimming so much we'll get smaller steaks. You see, Rob, we got this already cut up here, ready to go through the tenderizer. But pretty soon we'll be almost done this one here. Just gotta clean this one up a little bit more yet, and then cut it across the grain in whatever big chunks you get, and that's what it is. Round steak. Mike's cleaning up all the damaged areas there and taking whatever meat he can find for sausage meat. There's not much between the ribs. It's pretty thin. Birds will like it though, whatever's left over. We're going to clean that up, and down in the neck's all been picked over. And we just have to clean up these legs up in here, and pretty much got most of it. It's all tough stuff. You give your neighbors for a good tough steak there. Yeah. Actually, the arrow actually missed that blade that I was looking at here. It screwed up the arrow pretty good. It broke. I guess it went right through the deer and stuck into a log. Sure made a mess of the deer this time. Usually it'll aim that far forward, but took out the shoulder on the other side. Here we are cutting up the last of the round steak, and Rob's tenderizing it. I'm going to watch that go through the tenderizer.
Keep fingers out, don't put them in there.
Yeah, no fingers allowed, and it falls out the bottom. What are you doing, Rob? Get your fingers out of there.
Poking through. Small piece.
You've been doing so good, now I want to video you. You're all screwing up here. What?
This is a big piece.
Get a bigger piece. That's how it's done. So that's the last of the round steak getting all chewed up. Mike got the wrapping done, and you see all the pieces are smaller because we cut all the lines in between the steaks, and a lot of small pieces. You still see a little bit of fat on some of them, but that's all right. We got them pretty good. It looks pretty good. If you got a normal butcher do that, it would take a lot longer, and they won't do it. It costs you too much. If you're fussy, you gotta do it yourself. here's Mike's cleaned the legs off pretty good here. Not too much left there, but we're gonna go over it a little bit later. Like I said, not much in the rib cage, is pretty thin. And pretty much got it off the neck. We got a little more cleaning up to do, and that's it. We're just gonna take this thing down and throw it out the back. The birds are gonna have a feast. Got the eagles out there waiting for us. And here's a gadget we just made up last night to hang the deer. Just a piece of rod with some washers on it. Seems to be working pretty good so far. Hasn't fallen off. That's it. Good luck with your deer, Jack.